called Saliva.
I remember doing the opening last time.
Well, then you can do the opening this time.
I will do the opening this time.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and do that.
Oh.
Anyway, let's start this.
I'm going to do the intro. You can't hear me when I whisper in, we need a splitter.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Wow. The Catastrophe Section.
What? I thought I was
Brought to
doing
you
this.
by...
Penises.
Brought to you by generic brand condoms. All the ribs.
With the sauce.
All the ribs with the sauce you can eat. $9.99 at Sizzler. Free condoms and steak.
Penis sauce.
For dates done right.
Yep.
I'm Cameron, and with me is...
Was that our intro?
I don't know. I was just making
I
it
was
up as I went
gonna-
around. Okay, you can do the intro.
Fine, I will.
There's a catastrophe over there. Gotta watch out for that catastrophe. Going on cars, let's find the catastrophe. There's a section for it.
The Catastrophe Section. That was terrible. I'm keeping it. Welcome to the Catastrophe Section. I am Aaron.
I'm Cameron.
Well done. That was slow.
Just like you in grade school.
Yay!
Hey!
You're a terrible, terrible person. So today we sat through Desert Heat with Jean Claude Van Damme.
You know, the guy who brought to you such thing as the epic split.
And other things involving his legs.
The Expendables 2.
Using that.
The Muscles from Brussels.
That wasn't a movie. That's just his nickname.
I know.
The Brussels from Muscles.
The Brussels sprouts from Muscles. Stouts.
Anyway,
Beer.
so Desert Heat. When was that released?
It was released in 1999. Although it was never actually given a specific theatrical release in the U.S., despite having been shot in the desert of California for 8 weeks in 1997, according to the good old interweb.
This may have come out in 1997, but this is one of the most 80s movies in the world.
Yeah, if you had told me that this movie was produced in 1983, I would have been like, of course, it looks very 80s.
There's very 80s things in here.
Yeah, even True Lies, which came out in 94, is more 90s than this is. That was like the era-defining, like, we're bringing the action movie back, guys.
Yeah, with less weird wolf things
And this is
less
a like,
racial
regressive thingamahiggy.
less racial stereotypes with Native Americans who are played by non-Native Americans.
Oh, yeah, because Danny Trejo, you know, full-blooded American Indian, right?
He's an American Indian,
Part of the tribe of South America-ish.
South-ish American.
I don't know. I should probably not say that until I actually look up where Danny Trejo is.
He doesn't
actually
look
from.
like it. He's very Mexican, probably.
Yeah, but the studio's probably just like, we need a brown guy.
Hey,
You'll
look.
do it for $20,000.
Hey,
there
look.
you go.
He's brown. Get him, and he can do an act.
I'm sure he was just walking down the street, and the head
Here
of
she
Lomax
comes, just a walking down the street singing,
Then,
I
"Ooh,
am Danny
gotta
Trejo.
cast this movie. Hey there.
All right, then. Danny Trejo song.
Anyway, let's dive right into the movie. So the movie starts. It's kind of a take on a Western mixed with like a really bad philosophical existential crisis.
Yeah.
Supposedly
With guns.
With guns. But
course.
let's start with the names of the characters, and this is really fun. We start in the desert with Eddie Lomax,
Who is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
going in, and he's pretty much gone there to commit suicide, more or less. He brings with him like a bottle of nondescript brown liquor and a pistol of some sort.
Yeah, the film opens basically on this long shot of him just driving through the desert on a fucking motorbike, and it's just, you don't know what the fuck's happening. He just gets off his motorbike and starts having like weird psycho vision, and he's just like, I can't take it anymore. Whatever.
Well, you know, the best
terrible
way to fight
impersonation
heat
I did.
stroke, Aaron, is through alcohol.
Alcohol, yeah, and shooting guns randomly into the air.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I just
He
wanna
does that.
comment on the name Eddie Lomax. You know, that's a pretty 80s action movie name, right up there with John Matrix from Commando,
Yeah.
and John Spartan from Demolition Man.
Yep. Now, if only his first name was John Lomax, then it's just like, well, I mean,
It's like Eddie McKillinger or Killington.
Beef Brownstick McKill Buddy.
Yeah, I miss the good old days of non-subtlety in character naming.
Dr. Murderbutt.
Dr. Murderbutt. Yep.
Perfect
plot
80s
to-
movie name.
Perfect 80s movie name.
Done.
It's the best 80s movie
Finished.
that hasn't been made
Never.
yet.
Don't worry, guys. I'm working on it.
Anyway, so he
Dr.
proceeds to
Murderbutt.
pull out a gun and fire it all around him, and there just so happens to be a truck.
A trio of rednecks in a very...
A trio is 3.
Thanks, dumbass.
Listeners at home
Oh, great. Or wherever the hell you
who
are.
didn't graduate second grade
Second
because
grade.
you'd have to get to 3rd grade to count to 3, I
It's-
guess.
It's a breakdown from the Latin word trio.
Anyway, so they
So,
proceed to...
so the rednecks are barreling towards him. They're barreling towards him with a very legitimate reason.
on an actual barrel.
No, it's a truck
A barrel of fun.
with barrel wheels.
Anyway,
I would watch that.
would have made...
Barrel wheels truck.
Okay, so they're just like, what the fuck, man? You just totally fired a gun at us in the middle of this. And Lomax says, I don't want any trouble. Even though, you know, they have a totally valid point that you very nearly killed one of them. And you see the bullet hole in the car. It's very close to having hit someone.
These are the bad guys of the movie, and they start out as the most reasonable human beings in the world. Hey, guess what? You just fired at us on accident. What the hell?
And you can just tell the unsubtlety of the writers and the studio just being like, we gotta know that these guys are rednecks right away. So, other than dressing them in the stereotypical dress wear, they also, one of them sports the classiest T-shirt known to man. Got meth? Cause he cooks meth.
Because, you know, that famous campaign with the God milk, but with, you know, the meth.
Yeah, the meth.
The meth.
That's our specialty podcast consultant, Vito. How you
Hello,
doing, Vito?
I'm Vito. I'm a very good film critic.
He has reviewed such films as... Why don't you tell us a bit of what you reviewed here, Vito?
I believe I have reviewed over 600 movies in a literary journal of scientific
That's
film.
about as many movies as ever been made.
600 is about as many as you could do, you know.
Or you
some
could've just
days,
seen-
some days I just go on movie watching things and I'm just like, oh, hey, look. I'm watching a movie and I'm going to write about it.
Well spoken, Vito.
Thank you.
Are
I'm
you sure
going
you
to
didn't
take...
just watch 300 and its sequel? That way it added up to 600?
I get it because basic math.
Thanks for explaining my jokes, Vito.
You're welcome anytime. I'm going to leave now.
And now Aaron, who mysteriously went to the restroom, is back.
I'm so tired in the restroom.
How was
Hi.
the nap in the restroom?
The pooing takes a lot out of me.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Because
That's
Poop-
why I can't camp,
comes-
because it's too intense.
we're running through all of my jokes. Thank you for
It's
stealing.
not your jokes. Those
Shut
are
up!
Those are the people's jokes.
The people, like, what did you...
The podcast democracy demands it.
The podcocracy?
Okay, so
Podcocracy?
so they start beating up Eddie Lomax
Eddie
in the middle
Lomax.
of it, and another car drives by with the love interest of
Now,
the movie.
now hold on.
Rhonda.
Hold on. They're on a road, right?
No, they're not.
So they're just in the middle of the desert.
In the middle of nowhere, there just happens to be another car that we hadn't seen, which you would see, you know, in the distance if you bothered to look.
So it just appears out of nowhere from the middle of the desert.
Because, you know,
Gotcha.
all those people that drive straight
Yeah,
through
they
the Mojave.
people just drive through the
through-
Mojave all the time.
I think it's the Mojave or Death Valley. I could be wrong there.
Some big fucking desert, people are just, oh hey, let's just drive through the middle.
Could
of
even
this.
be the Sahara.
Yeah, they're just
You might even
conveniently
spot
next to
Matthew
each other.
McConaughey looking for an Oscar
Yep.
that he won.
Yep, dating ourselves.
I don't date myself. I date other people.
I have the sex.
He is DTF, people.
DTF.
He's down to foreclose on your house.
If any of you are DTF, please call in at 866-424-DTF. L, because I needed another.
That's our official payphone. That's right next to our dumpster that we
It's
don't
down the
have
street
garbage
from
into.
Taco Bell.
where we work.
On 86th and 4 billion.
Yep. 86th and 4 billion. We live
It's a
in
great
the city of Mantropolis.
Manitoba. Mantropolis.
Manitoba-tropolis, everybody.
Mantropolis.
Mantropolis. Okay, so thanks to Rhonda and her coincidental drive-by. Oh, hello, hero. She doesn't do that. But
She just looks and is
they
just like,
leave
hey,
him
look,
there.
he's getting murdered. Oh, wait, I'm not going to help.
And so then Lomax is left to die in the middle of the desert because one of them rednecks go, I want that there motor bicycle.
Bicycle.
Yep. And so he hallucinates his friend, Danny Trejo.
Who is a supposed American Indian.
Yes, an American
You cannot
Indian
see the air quotes.
who cannot see the air quotes. And we don't know at this point or through any point in the movie whether he's real or a hallucination or anything like that. He kind of just shows up. I thought it was maybe because he was drunk.
I don't know if he's actually a thing because it seems like he's
like a spirit guide.
A
which
spirit guide
which is something
ghost.
that we
But then during
don't
one of
apply to American Indians at all.
yeah, I mean obviously, no.
That's not a stereotype or anything.
No, it's not. Clearly, it's a monotype.
It's an archetype, if anything.
Yes. So, except one scene of the movie, one of the fight scenes is just like, oh, wait, he's real? Because the bad guys like find him and start shooting at him and like take him away to the bad guy.
And
lair.
then he supposedly dies then, but I guess okay. So basically, Trejo picks up Lomax and carries him and his booze-addled ass to this weird cabin in the woods, and they sing a song about whiskey and cigarettes.
Oh boy!
So
While
I assume
he's
what he was
spiritually
drinking
healing
was whiskey and
cigarette flavored whiskey.
cigarette flavored whiskey.
Must have been.
bullet
Only way to make
whiskey.
sense. Yep, bullet whiskey.
Bullet whiskey,
Thanks, bullet to the head.
which is a great movie with show favorite
I
Sly
wouldn't
Stallone.
really say favorite.
Anyway, so Aaron, would you like to do a rendition of the cigarettes and whiskey song?
I can.
Cigarettes and
whiskey,
they'll mess
you up because they're not
because-
so good.
And then
for
stuff
you.
about women and they're crazy,
We're
but
gonna
they're not.
objectify
And
them
Them and
because we
and
don't want to
because cigarettes and
treat them like
whiskey.
humans. Whiskey and cigarettes.
Whiskey and
cigarettes
cigarettes.
and whiskey.
Yep, there you go. And
Well
Wayne
done.
Gretzky.
There's so many crowds gathering here.
We are recording live in front of a studio
Crowd.
Audience crowd.
It's not an audience, it's a crowd.
Crowd of audience.
Crowdience.
Crowdience.
Crowdience. We cut.
Okay, so Lomax gets up and wanders to the nearby town, hoping to find, I mentioned Rhonda. So he wanders into this motel area where he finds these Bible-thumping, good old people.
Good old Christian boys.
Good old Christianums.
Christianums.
And he asks if he can get a room there. And they say, it'll be $100. And so basically the owner of the proprietor gentleman of the place says, okay, JCVD hands him the money, and he proceeds to put it in his wife's brassiere. That's right, his wife's brassiere.
You're wrong.
Is that not his wife?
No.
Oh.
No, that's the different scene.
Oh. Well, he puts
cut
it in a brassiere.
Nope. Aaron, please cut this out. Over. C-radio bullshit.
The scene you're talking about is the one where we cut to watching the bad guys rob the fucking weirdo Bible-y peeps.
Oh, yeah. So they give him a room there because he stops them from doing that?
No, they don't run the hotel.
Oh. Well, then what purpose does the elderly couple serve then?
Oh yeah, the old lady throws the snake at the guy at the end.
Oh yeah,
That's
when
about
when
it.
they
Oh,
come
and
in.
she watches them fuck.
Yes, but we'll get to that and other developments later on. I remember because now I'm remembering that as soon as they get robbed, they're like, "Give us the goddamn money," and he's
it's just
like,
like, "We're short.
Don't take the Lord's name in vain."
It's like, you have terrible priorities.
Yeah, you have terrible priorities. They're going to fucking murder you, and the thing that you focus most on in this moment is, "Don't take the Lord's name in vain."
It's
young
like,
man.
shoot me, go to hell, or take the Lord's name and go to hell if you're in that mindset. Both of them, I mean, gun probably considerably worse.
Probably.
Not an expert on that.
And, this has all those key 80s rapey things where people are often talking about their genitals.
There's a lot of genital references in this movie.
Yes, I tallied a total of 6, and I wrote down such great lines.
6 blatant ones. There's probably some more hidden in there.
And these are actual, sort of non-innuendo violent ones. Here we go. These are typically spoken by the bad guys so that we know that they're rapey pieces of shit. Quote, "I'm sensitive around the tip of my dick."
Oh, I get it, because of penis.
And later, when he's at a bar and these the same guys are basically from the meth clan are threatening this one
The
woman.
meth clan.
Yeah, the meth clan. That's their name.
Got meth.
Well, that's why they wore the got meth shirts.
Clearly.
He's like, "You're gonna look purty. Oh, you're gonna look funny sucking my dick with no teeth." He laughs just like that.
Well done.
Yeah, I know.
Well done, writing team.
Spot on.
Writing
Spot on. Spot on.
Cock fisting.
Oh, yeah. So basically, we're supposed to buy that Danny Trejo is an American Indian, and he even uses the phrase "my people" in this. So we can assume that that's exactly how it's written. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, so he goes to the diner of the place where the woman who drove by and interrupted his being murdered by the meth clan, and he wants to try the world famous pie.
Her vagina. In case you didn't get it, that means her vagina.
And so the bad guys are there. They're roughing up the place, and her father or family friend, the sheriff, politely asks them to leave.
Well sheriffed.
Well,
Good
sheriff.
sheriffing.
If only this town was called Nottingham. We could work at a Robin Hood reference or 5.
Furries.
Or a Boy Scout, tying a Nottingham.
Anthropomorphic animals.
Tying up pigs, Nottingham.
Yep. That's how they get the grill marks.
That's how they get their grill marks. Mystery solved.
That's
Crop
not-
circles and aliens explained.
Done.
Next time on the Catastrophe
Finished.
Section.
Catastrophe section.
Mysteries.
So, one question that I had is, if Danny Trejo isn't real, how does he manage to carry him to the cabin?
Yes.
Does he carry himself?
Yes. No.
Is there like this hangover willpower that he has where he's like...
I think he actually is real, because what's her bucket? Lady Pants. Famous pie lady.
Oh, Rhonda.
Yeah, Rhonda. She's just like, yeah, I've heard of him. And then she actually goes and sees him as well when he's dead.
Oh, and we have to mention that there are
We'll
many,
find him
many
dead later.
tourist, however you say it.
Tourist.
The tourists.
Tourists.
One for each watch.
Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, there's the typical Asian stereotype of a tourist.
He's
in this.
not typical. This is the
He's
least
not.
typical. Like, he is a Southern gentleman Asian man.
Yes.
He is wearing a white suit every single day, and he's waiting for his wife to get him a job.
Even though, Lomax later employs
don't-
him to be a cleaner of sorts. A Ray
Yeah,
Donovan,
he
if
gets
you
rid
will.
of some of the dead bodies by loading them in a truck and, dumping them in a ravine.
And he does that to
he
pretty much
doesn't
all
give
the
a
bad
shit.
guys.
He
in-
doesn't
in the
care. He's
movie.
just like, oh, these dead bodies? Yeah, let me just dump these.
Yeah, dump these,
There's nothing illegal going
But
on.
one thing that I didn't understand, and I guess is part of the timelessness of the movie, is that the newspaper that the gentleman is reading says Congress declares war on Japan.
Clearly,
1,500 dead in Oahu. I'm I'm like, is this in like the 40s or the 50s?
Or is he some insane old man with Alzheimer who's just like, I need to read on the current events?
Does he read like vintage newspapers? Is like
that a
douchey hipster thing
Is
that
that
they
like,
do now?
yeah, is that a character trait, or does he
I read
actually
the
think it's
headlines,
today's?
but only of like the 1940s and 50s. That's when they were really informed.
Bro, vintage 20s New York Times are the best.
Are the best way to keep up to date, bro. Before things went all
I
corporate.
read them before they got off the presses. Okay, so after a while of being in the of talking to Rhonda in the diner, she's just like, oh, maybe you should go to the gun store because the bad guys like take his gun and it's in the gun store. So he's like, I gotta go get it back because I'm from Brussels and I kick people.
You know, because he totally
'Cause he
passes
does
as
that.
an American.
Yeah, he's
And
totally
this is-
not
This is
Brazilian.
where he meets who I call Old Man Pajamas.
Well, not yet.
The
not
owner
not
of the
yet.
gun store.
Not yet. He doesn't meet him yet. He's got to beat up the two cronies who have tied up an old man in the back, which we don't know yet.
Who has an oxygen tank.
So what? Let's get to that. Let's rehash that later because we got to do it in order.
Okay, fine. We'll do it in order.
You're jumping around a
Of
lot.
the Phoenix.
Cock.
Cigarettes
and whiskey. Cigarettes and whiskey.
whiskey.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes. Fuck.
Pig fuck.
Pig fuck.
Calls him Dada. Pig fuck.
Oh, gotta love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Rest in
Anyway.
peace.
So he goes into the gun store to retrieve his Colt or whatever the hell bully death machine that is. Bully gun thing. And there's the two of the rednecks that he hasn't seen yet, or he's yet to meet, and they're just like, "Why the fuck you here, boy? You not new to this town. You new to this town. I'm gonna not like you."
You're that Lomax fella.
Yeah.
Let's beat him up.
So he's just like, hey, that's my gun in the case back there. And they're just like, ha ha ha, murder. And then they pull their guns on him and he just kicks the shit out
He
of
does
them.
the Jean Claude Van Damme
Yeah,
thing.
where they have guns, but he kicks them. So
Yeah.
he wins, you know.
You know, legs beat guns.
There-
Every time.
There is a great part in that where the guy, he kicks the gun out of the hand and then he's just like, catch. And he throws a knife and it goes straight into his chest. He's like, ah.
Right into his heart.
Right into the
that
heart.
was pretty cool, yeah.
It was fucking dumb.
I enjoy the action in this movie quite a bit.
There
It's
are a
very
lot
80s.
of really weird like side jumps behind dumpsters while firing guns. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, you know the stuff that they were just like, whatever, we'll work it out. in post.
Choreography, what the fuck is that? Who does that? So after he kills these two guys, he just like he goes
Stumbles upon Old Man
yeah,
Pajamas.
he goes in the back and finds this fucking weird old man who's just like who's tied up in the back. I don't know what they just tied him up. He's apparently the owner of the gun store.
because they wanted to corner the market of all the guns.
Clearly the
Even
one
though-
gun store.
I put it to you, audience: is the area of this part of California really rednecks? I mean, I have never
It's
heard of.
probably
any
not
community down
California. There really it doesn't say where the fuck this town is. It's just a town.
there. Well, I mean, I'm guessing that it's California because it was shot around there. And
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Would a guy like
Could be
Eddie
anywhere.
Lomax be anywhere else but California?
Yes.
I put that to you.
He's a timeless being.
You know, timeless, because that was when Japan declared war.
Clearly.
Clearly,
Clearly.
there was many dead.
Clearly.
Anyway, so Old Man Pajamas has this pretty funny gag where he unhooks his oxygen and starts taking drags of a cigarette and then a puff of oxygen intermittently.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty enjoyable.
That's ridiculous. He's probably between him and the weird Asian Southern gentleman. They're like the best characters because actually they're the only characters. Everyone
Yeah,
else is really flat. They're just like, hey, we're
Not the women. Ew.
because they have breasts.
Yep.
And
Kidding.
butts.
Which will come into play later
Yeah, because of sex.
because of the sex that Lomax will have.
Anyway, so he unties him and is just like, why don't you go ahead and those goddamn meth men, we gotta go kill them. Why don't you
He
go
says,
do it, young man?
Kill them all. He's not shocked that this guy
Oh, no.
cold-bloodedly murdered two people in his store.
Well, to be fair, we don't know how long he's been tied up for. He could have been tied up for years.
I don't know. Were those guys part of the people
Also,
who beat up
why
Lomax?
he's in this weird red one suit pajamas for the whole
For
movie.
the whole movie.
For the whole movie. He must have been wearing those for weeks. They must stink like shit.
I know, in 100+ degree weather.
Oh,
God.
He had to have soiled himself.
Sweaty. Ugh.
He had to have sold himself at one point. There's
Or
no way he didn't.
Several.
Must have. He was tied up in a bed.
And this is the point where he's like, well, what can do? And so Lomax hires Southern gentleman guy to dispose of the bodies
Upset
because he
bodies.
has, quote, janitorial experience. And he puts them in bags, dumps them off the ravine, and, problem solved. Because, there's no law enforcement at all, aside from the sheriff unintimidating the diner. And because that's the only place that matters, apparently, because commerce.
By the way, this is 40 minutes in, and there's only been one short action scene about this point.
Well, there's been two. There's he gets the shit kicked out of him at the beginning.
That's not an action sequence. It's just
an action sequence.
That is not. I do not qualify that as an action sequence.
Well, agree to disagree.
Well, you're wrong.
Fox News.
Thank you.
Oh, and you gotta remember when he goes into the diner, backtracking a bit, they have all these terrible 80s long stairs. Him and Rhonda just.
Oh, and as soon as he enters the diner, there's just like really shitty like romantic music. Just oh my god.
He's like, I would like to try your pie.
And there's just, when the moon shines bright. That's just in the background like really.
Because
shitty.
everyone knows about Rhonda's pie.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
That's because she's a sliggity slut.
I don't think so. I think
Probably
they're
not.
actually probably
It's just
talking about the
dumb.
actual pie.
I'm sure they are.
And it's the only pie, so I don't know what they're comparing it to or what
This
their frame
must
of
be a
reference
very
is.
small world.
She probably puts acid in it, to be fair.
She probably puts her ass in it.
Ass
pie. Vagina. She has sex parts.
Oh, and this is the part where he turns the meth clan and the other meth clan against one another. So he goes to a bar frequented by the meth clan, and he fucks shit up royally. So he goes up, he's like, I am from this gang, and and so there's these guys who are berating these two hot blonde women, and he's, fucking shit up, and he fires at them. Is it he that fires at them?
No, they fired him first, and then he
Yes.
jumps backwards behind he side jumps behind said garbage can and just like kills three of them because fucking.
Oh
Jean
yeah,
Claude Van
was
Damme.
that with blind fire? That's pretty.
I
impressive.
don't know.
And so the two blondes proceed to go with him back in his borrowed truck from Old Man Pajamas.
Oldman pajamas.
And you can just tell that this is the screenwriter at the time going, and then he gets two blondes, and he.
I've always wanted two blondes to fuck me at the same time.
After I save them from a bar where I turn my enemies against each other.
I have this weird fucking fetish who I want to save all the ladies and have the boners with them. It's great. Two at the same time.
So a threesome happens.
Yep.
But it's at this point where you totally realize that this is a more sexed up wannabe Easy Rider or Mad Max ripoff because of, we'll just throw some blondes in there, I guess. Oh, yes.
Oh, when he gives them the weapons.
Oh, yes.
He has a fucking cavalry saber. There's like a bunch of guns, and then there's just a fucking cavalry saber in there.
No, we should discuss the threesome scene first.
We
Character
will.
development.
Well, guess what? That's afterwards.
Well, fine. Discuss the cavalry saber
I just
first,
did.
then. Okay.
I'll just put it in there because editing.
Okay. Threesome scene. Go.
Cock fisting.
Okay, so he gives them.
Oh,
each-
hold on, really
Blah, blah,
quickly,
blah.
really quickly. When he's driving away with the ladies in his truck, he starts shooting at all the bikes and blows them up with his handgun because that's how they work.
Because they're all motorcycles are made of pure gasoline.
Oh no, pure fireworks and gasoline.
Yep, they're just dripping gasoline all
When
the
you
time.
just shoot them, they just light the fuck up and blow. Done. This is why this is an 80s movie.
And why are they worrying about their motorbikes when Japan has declared war, guys?
Clearly.
Priorities. Taking
Clearly.
the Lord's name in vain when Japan is out there declaring war on things
Fucking shit up.
in Oahu,
Yep.
which is in Texas, I believe.
Yeah. Well
It's-
geographized.
Yep, geographized.
It's a word now.
It's a word.
So
Phrase.
after they drive away, there's a short scene where the weird Christian couple from earlier is like next door to the hotel that they rent out, and they're just like, "Oh, he brought back so many young people. I wonder what's going on."
We better make sure that them young folks ain't up to no debauchery.
So the old lady who was fucking always drunk, and also she's a snake handler. She's one of those dumb people who's just like, if I don't get there, I got a snake, and the God will protect me from the venom.
If I get bitten, then my faith will protect me from the poison.
Oh wait, you're an idiot. So anyway, she sneaks over and she's starting getting drunk and stuff because she's just a fucking horrible, weird human being.
So Jean Claude Van Damme, to preface her the voyeurism on old lady Christian's part,
she's not a voyeur yet. She will be. Don't worry.
But
Don't
he gets
fret.
each of the hot blondes, no names given. We're not
So-
just giving them the
Yeah,
blondes.
they
gives them different
assumably they get two. They get their own room and they get one. So he's taking a shower. He's hanging out in his towel and he's just like looking through his guns and a bunch of bullshit. Standard after hero stuff.
80s.
Yeah,
80s
80s
tropes, checking
after
guns,
killing
ammo,
stuff.
muscles, flexing.
So here's a knock at the door. He opens it and it's one of them, and she's just like, "Oh, hi, I have breasts. Wanna fuck?" Not
No.
immediately.
She's a bit more subtle than that. She's like, so I just wanted to say thank you, and he's got a towel on.
Yep. They
and
both.
he's
So
just
does she.
Well, what do you mean? You don't need to thank me for it. And so she closes the door, pulls off his towel, or something along those lines.
She takes off her towel and she's just like, "Thank you," and he's just like, "You're welcome."
Takes
Throws
off
his towel
yep,
off.
and you just see
Throws
an
it
ass
off.
shot, and then next thing you know, they're fucking.
Yep, bonering.
But the best part about this is that as old woman Christian looks in, the second girl opens the door and
No,
she's like,
first off, hold on.
sorry, I thought you were in the middle
Oh, yeah.
of something. And he's like, no, wait, you're next. She's
You're
like, oh,
next.
okay.
And then this is the point where the creepy lady watching them says, "Oh, he's bringing joy to everyone."
Like a Santa Claus-like figure.
Like a penis Santa Claus. This is fucking two blonde chicks.
I wonder if she had opened the door and presented herself, he would have been like, ooh, you're next.
You're third. Get them wrinkles up in here.
Ugh.
I'm from Brussels. Oh wait, that says nothing. That's not
That
even close.
is not Brussels.
I'm from Brussels.
Still,
Brussels.
cigarettes
And whiskey. So after this, it just cuts to like the other bad guys. These are not the meth men.
the not meth clan.
The non-meth men. I don't know what the fuck to call them because they don't give them a name at all.
So he's because Jean Claude Van Damme, when Lomax had shot up the bar with the meth clan, he had been like, I'm from the other not meth clan.
No. He shut up the bar of the non-meth clan.
Saying he was from the meth clan.
Yeah, and he's just like, Johnny sent me, or whoever the fuck. It doesn't matter.
In generic name sent me.
Yeah, exactly.
So the leader of the non-meth clan is giving a rousing speech. He's like, "We're gonna fuck him up." And so in
Goddamn
true
meth clan.
redneck fashion,
In
they all have
true
guns.
redneck 80s fashion, as soon as he stops his speech, everyone's just like, yeah, and fires their guns.
fires
in
their
the air.
guns,
Just
all paying tribute to Point Break or every other movie ever.
There's a lot of
pew, pew,
There's a
pew.
lot of guns being fired randomly in this movie,
And also
nothing.
on purpose.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo's character is named Johnny Six Toes.
What? Excuse me?
That's what Wikipedia says.
Why does he only have 6 toes, or has he like chopped off six people's toes?
I don't know. Let me look at Danny Trejo's listing on here.
Johnny Six Toes.
Yep, Johnny Six Toes.
The Native American with 6 toes.
Stereotypes.
Dead.
Yeah, all it really says is that he pits the two rival gangs against each other in a bloody path to get his prized motorcycle for Johnny.
Okay, so it is actually.
So it was actually Johnny's motorcycle.
Was it?
Turns out, yeah.
Well, all right then.
So I guess he's going to commit suicide because of the death of his friend, which makes a lot more sense.
I guess.
Kind of a symbol.
But
of their
no,
friendship.
because he's still alive during the movie.
we
At
don't
one point.
Sort of.
But the bad guys catch him.
Okay, so basically the meth clan and the non-meth clan go to fight and fuck up Lomax at the motel, in which
Well, no, they
hilarity
fight
and
each other
violence
first.
ensues. Yes, they fight each other. And
So after the rousing speech, the meth clan is just like, we gonna sneak up on him and we gonna shoot him, pew pew pew. But little do they know, John, what's his name?
Johnny Six Toes.
No, Lomax.
Oh, Eddie Lomax.
Eddie Lomax has set up with a sniper rifle on a nearby tower thingy, and he's just waiting to shoot fuckers.
And then the younger brother of the leader of the meth clan,
Who was the previous man who had the Got Meth t-shirt.
in the older meth clan leader specifically asks him to quote finish the job in a way and hands him a gun, but when he can't do it, Lomax lets him go. He's like, get out of here, kicks the gun out of his
Get
hand.
out of here.
You know, because Western tropes. That's why.
You know.
And so after Johnny Sixtoes because he's real, apparently dies in the cabin that they found earlier, the plane flies overhead. And, you know, because there's an Air Force base near there, which will be important later on.
Yes. So during the fight with the when the two clans are fighting, Eddie Lomax is shooting people, and eventually they're
With a gun.
Yeah, with the sniper on the roof. So the two groups finally are just like, hey, wait a minute, he's playing the doubling game on us. So
He's being the Machiavelli.
he's a Machiavelli. This is a plug for Jacob's Oasis 101.mov. Trend and Friend at YouTube. Look it up. It's horrifying.
Look it up. We will also link to it.
I wish I could credit myself as making it. Unfortunately, I cannot. Anyway.
Although there are striking similarities in
Nope.
your style and appearance.
Not at all.
It's a compliment.
I do have tentacles.
Tentacles or testicles?
Testicles.
Oh, okay.
Shut up. So they turn around and start firing at Eddie Lomax, and he runs along like the oil thing that he's on, whatever I don't know what it is.
You gotta mention that the motel gets blown up, but not before the lady that owns it throws her evangelical snake at the intruders, and
That's
they're all
later.
oh.
Well, that's later after he gets away. Remember. So when he's running along the thingado,
Oil thingado.
yeah, the oil thingado, and they're shooting at him. Apparently, he switches places with Johnny Sixtoes.
Something like that.
And
was
then-
weird. It's like a cut away from him, and
then they capture him. I don't remember how. Some dumb reason. So something fucking dumb. So they capture him, and then they string him up to draw out Eddie, and they're just like, "We got your native friend. We don't know who he is or nothing, but you care about him. Maybe, perhaps we don't know."
that's exactly
Pretty much what they do. Then Eddie Lomax he gets on his motorcycle with his new Colt that he has reclaimed. Well, the same old Colt with his old Colt that he's reclaimed, and he's just like, I'm gonna ride in and shoot them all and shoot him down and shoot the chute
Pew,
with
pew.
the pew pew gun bullets. Yeah, pew pew pew, and then he does it, and then he saves his friend, but not after the friend being shot.
he was shot off screen, mind you, in true action cliche
Yep.
fashion.
Yep.
So Johnny Sixtoes dies in the cabin. Lomax swears revenge, and he goes and confronts the leader of the meth clan in the diner where Rhonda was she being held captive?
No, she was just working, and then they walk in, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, so he and the leader of the meth clan, after he lets the younger brother go that we mentioned before, Lomax lets him go away, and so he, for some reason, Jean Claude Van Damme can't fight this piece of shit redneck meth dealer. He's getting his ass handed to him, and then by the grace of whatever, Johnny Sixtoes' spirit, there's a plane that flies right overhead, gives meth clan guy he looks up at it, and he kicks the gun out of him and then starts beating the shit out of him. He lets him live, turns around and does the typical 80s re-death, which is where the hero spares him, but then the villain makes him have to kill him by going for the weapon again, and before he can shoot him, Lomax has to kill him, even though he let him live,
Yeah.
because we've never seen that before.
No, never.
Or no, he was shot by off-screen character. He was shot by Rhonda or the sheriff.
Everybody in the town who's not a bad guy has a gun, and they're just like, I shot him. No, I shot him. No, I shot him. No, I shot him.
Anyway, so
You're a terrible
that's
shot.
all great.
I'm a great
He
shot.
gets Rhonda's pie.
It's dumb.
They have sex
Yeah, he does.
in intercourse fashion, and then we get to see Southern gentlemen disposing of a shit ton of bodies.
Oh, tons of them.
Yep, just dumping. He has like
Same.
a dump truck.
It's like the exact same shot as before, but there's just more bodies in there.
Yes, it's like they just cut away after the first two the first time, and then just used the entire shot the second time that they used it.
There are no police.
Ever.
There's not a There's no police here. You think someone would be like, hey, guess what? Everybody, there's bullets everywhere. There's also a strange amount of suppository jokes
Oh yeah.
by the kooky side characters. They're always just like, hey, guess what? There's a suppository. Why are there... Who writes suppository
And
jokes?
the women in this community are completely terrorized by men by being threatened to have their teeth knocked
There's only
out,
2.
rape.
Well, there's 4.
Well, there's Dottie, there's Rhonda, there's the
There's
old
the 2
Christian
twins,
woman, and there's
then
the 2 twins.
So there's
or
5
the 2 friends.
women, and there are hundreds of men
3 named, mind
who
you.
all get shot,
Yes.
pretty much. Besides old
And
people.
3/5 of them have sex with Jean Claude Van Damme in the span of the movie.
Yep,
And all 5 want to,
pretty much.
more or less. So, are we under the impression that Trejo's Johnny Sixtoes can appear at will or only in some circumstances?
I don't fucking know.
I mean, because it's a Western, so like he only starts seeing him after he's drunk, and then he carries him to the thing. Is this
I
like a
think-
Tyler Durden thing?
I doubt it.
Yeah, this movie's definitely not smart enough for that.
So, the fuck? So, with the end of the movie, it being the most 80s of movies,
the most.
one of the most. Guess what happens at the ending shot? Fucking jet planes and squealing guitars. It's just like, we got the bad guy. Which is like Jean Claude Van Damme in 80s.
No wonder John G. Avildsen directed it as Danny Muldoon.
So,
Muldoon. And you may know him as the director of classic films Rocky 1, Rocky 5, The Karate Kid, Part 1, 2, and 3.
those are the good ones, not the Jaden Smith ones, right? Because there's only one of those, right?
These are the 80s classic ones, not the other ones. So for Desert Heat, on his IMDb page, it looks like Desert Heat is like the last thing that he made before just going off the radar. The last thing he did was Dancing into the Future, which is
The
like a
fuck is that?
video documentary. And
About?
I don't know. Let me click on it.
What year?
Clicking. 2007. So this guy was off the grid for almost a decade. No
Wow.
details. And it looks like it starred his brother.
Oh.
So it looks like, yeah, on Desert Heat, it's like as Danny Muldoon, director's cut. So I'm guessing there was maybe a director's cut because the movie was actually never released in the U.S. It was...
I don't know where a better audience could be, though. I mean,
know,
it's
right?
so
Who
good.
doesn't want to see JCVD?
It's so good.
Although it might have had international financing. You never know.
Probably.
Okay, so the movie cost a whopping $15 million.
And that's $97, right? 1997 or 98.
1999. No, 97. 97 bucks.
Yeah,
Is
1997
when it was
bucks.
filmed.
Yeah.
And it was only released in theaters in Spain and Mexico, despite being filmed in California in 1998.
Why would they make like?
Why would they spend so much money and then?
No, why would that seems like the weird place to release this movie.
It is. I mean, like,
It doesn't make sense.
well, I think a lot of it is like the same marketing that Jason Statham has. I mean,
J.E.
you can
Statham.
release it anywhere, and when the home video release is around, it's gonna sell on like multiple platforms overall, despite it being released in the country or not. People will see like, oh, JCVD, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I want to see him in his
Belgian
talent.
glory.
Belgian glory.
Yes.
The muscles from Brussels.
Brussels for Brussels.
So apparently the movie didn't really make all that much money.
I can see why.
Well, and it was only released in like 2 territories. That's no way to make money. But
It's not.
according to IMDb, did make $14.5 million alone in the U.S. in rentals. So it looks like they at least made their production budget back from the looks of how many euros they made.
They deserve worse.
Yeah, they really deserve a fate worse than that. I mean, and that's adjusted for inflation or anything. I mean, no, if someone were to run the numbers, I'm sure they about broke even on production budget alone.
Yeah.
Oh, the copyright holder. Aaron, guess what the copyright holder is for the production company?
No idea.
Lomax Productions.
Oh, fuck off.
Incorporated.
Oh, fuck you. Who does...
I'm guessing that John
I
G.
ain't- my-
Avildsen
It's
read the script, and he was just so enthralled by the portrait of masculinity.
Or
that
he
saw.
created a production company based on his own script. Or whatever.
Well, the movie was written by
But he believed in it so much.
Tom O'Rourke.
Believed in it so much. Or believed in that name.
It's a passion project. Tom O'Rourke, no other screen credits. Maybe it's another pseudonym that is just not listed on IMDb. Maybe he wrote, directed everything. Maybe he has visions of Danny Trejo out in the middle of the desert.
I mean, who doesn't? Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Everybody's just...
Danny Trejo's my spirit guide.
Everyone in the night is just dreaming about Danny Trejo in the desert
And the day.
being their apparent Native American pal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, he's totally Latino,
It's,
not American
he's a-
Indian at all.
A Mexican American man.
Yes.
Don't understand.
Very talented actor, might I
Oh,
add.
he's fucking awesome, but like,
Ex-
not
except for his
Native Amer-
singing.
He's not,
Not
Native
singing,
American.
Not a good singer either.
No, he's not.
Nope.
We're better than him.
I don't know about that.
We're pretty great.
I'm not claiming to be great.
I'm fantastic.
I abscond from this.
That's not
Goodbye.
the word you're looking for.
Okay, I'm back from absconding. I went and got some scones
Wisconsin.
from Wisconsin.
Went to Wisconsin.
Absconsin, got some scones in Wisconsin for the Absconsion special.
Yep, Absconsion Festival and Absconsion.
Yep.
Absconsion
It's all a
Nova.
bit technical, but let's just say I'm pretty full.
Of
Scones.
the scones code word for heroin?
No, just I ate scones.
Were they buttered?
Yeah, they're
With
scones.
deception!
Buttered
With
I don't know.
Buttered
They-
with deception and your lies.
They weren't made in front of me. I ordered them, and the food truck just kind of handed them to me.
Well, trucks are bad places for food. Why?
Not
Because
really.
I said so and you're dumb.
Well, sound logic there. Can't really argue with that. Anyway, any other closing thoughts on this, Aaron?
It was dumb.
Very dumb.
It was a dumb movie.
So, does it belong in the catastrophe section? That's a better question.
Yeah, is it worth watching? Is the real question here.
I would give it a resounding spoiler alert. Hell yes.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, the ending just.
It drags. It drags.
It dragged in the middle. I'd fast
but
forward
just
maybe
the
10 minutes. 15
casual
minutes.
murder that takes place in this movie is just.
It's worth watching for the Asian gentleman and the crazy onesie pajama old man. That alone. Oh, and the twin fucking scene.
Oh, they weren't twins. I think they were just.
They were
blonde
twins.
friends.
They were pretty twinny. And they were in their 20s.
Fine. All white women look alike. You got me there. Even
Yep.
though I disagree.
Because I'm a racist.
Against
Damn whiteys look
Other-
the same.
other white people.
Shh. I want them to think I'm Asian.
But you're not.
Shut up. You're right. I'm South African.
Oh, that
Oh,
explains a
crap,
lot.
there's white people there too. Damn it.
Yeah, and you don't even have the accent.
Apartheid.
It happened like 20...
B-partide.
is not a thing.
C-part. I'm doing alphabet jokes.
Yeah, alphabet jokes. Yeah, I got
Shut
it.
up.
I got it.
I win the joke
Win what?
contest between me and you.
There's a joke
I'll
contest.
fight you for the trophy.
I'm not gonna fight you for the
I'll
trophy.
beat you up.
You don't have to beat me up. You
Beat
already
you
won.
up with the winnings.
You already won. Why would you need to beat me up with the winnings?
The winnings include beating uppery of the loser, which is you. And I'm the winner.
I didn't even know about this contest. I feel
Well,
like I should
then
be
you should have
made
prepared.
Prepare for a contest I have no
Yes.
idea about?
Yeah, you should have looked it up. It was on the schedule. Right on the board over there.
No, it's not.
The board, that board, right there.
That's the mini fridge where you keep drawings of kittens.
They need to be refrigerated.
Yeah, you don't even put any root beer in there or anything.
Why would I? I need more drawings of cats.
You can go on the internet. There's plenty of videos of cats that you can look at.
The dark depths of the internet hold no remorse for cats. I'm talking about pornos.
Oh, I thought you were talking about actual, like, lol cats or...
Oh, no, I was talking about, like, furry catsuit. But not like the sexy leather ones that are all good and stuff. This got derailed fast.
Yeah.
Desert Heat.
Anyway, in the desert heat of the night...
Good.
Sequel titles.
Desert
pending.
Heat of the night.
And then have it be a steamy, like, 70s softcore, like, erotic thriller. Dun 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 dun. Dun. And now, starring Eddie Lomax. Anyway, so moving on to the last part of the episode. Aaron, what's on your radar this week?
Not much, honestly.
Well said.
Yeah. Looking forward to the new Devin Townsend album. Casualties are cool. It's good. Maybe. I hope. Film-wise, not much. Oh, Godzilla's coming out, and I have already jizzed myself 4 billion times, and I haven't even gotten to see it yet.
Yeah, he hasn't even walked into the theater, people.
Nope.
I'm watching him, and
That's
he has
tomorrow.
not walked into a movie theater yet.
Yes. It will be good.
Yet.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope so.
Yes.
We could use it, after Pacific Rim did so badly domestically. It's still a fantastic movie.
Very good movie.
Very good movie.
Very big and stompy.
Yep.
So I hope that does well.
I just hope that they make that drift technology so that I can use it.
So you can mind fuck someone?
No, so
Yep.
that I can complete tasks that have like a heavy neural load
Yeah.
without compromising my brain.
Emphasis on load.
Like Stacker Pentecost, who's Idris Elba.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Stacker
movie?
Pentecost.
It's
Yeah.
a ridiculous. I didn't even. Oh my god. Stacker Pentecost. You've got to be shitting
I don't know
me.
how I remember that. I just
Who
remember
the fuck names a character Stacker Pentecost?
following the movie on Twitter, and it's
Jesus
just like
Christ.
the castless Stacker Pentecost.
Stacker Pentecost.
Well, I mean, I don't even
That is a
remember the name
ridiculous
of
name.
Nakamori's, probably butchering the name there. Her character, I only remember Charlie Hunnam. And,
wasn't it like Mako or something?
Yeah, I think it was Mako. She had a really simple name, like
Yeah.
not like an action hero. We gotta make this sound really
Not
cool.
like a beef kick face.
Beef Kickboxington.
Doctor Professor killing face.
Or Eddie Lomax. you know.
Eddie Lomax. Eddie Lomax.
I wish Lomax Productions had produced Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah. Just fat guys
JCVD
in
showing
suits.
up as the elderly Australian character.
Done.
All right, so on my radar this week, I just want to plug the new show Penny Dreadful, which is on Showtime right now, featuring Josh Hartnett, who whatever happened to him in between, Sir Timothy Dalton, who you might know as the 80s James Bond, late 80s James Bond, not Roger Moore.
Yeah.
It's basically got like a whole humdrum ensemble of horror characters from early dirty Victorian novels, which is why it's called Penny Dreadful, because it's like a publication that you could buy that basically featured pulpy.
Yeah.
There's like pulp magazines you could buy back then. Anyway, check it out. It's on Showtime On Demand, and it's written by John Logan, who wrote Skyfall and is writing the next few Jason Bond movies. Jason
Bond.
You know, Jason Bond. No, James Bond.
Sounds like the shittest ripoff.
Yep, the shittest fanficky, like...
Yeah. The Norwegian spy, Jason Bond.
Okay, well, if that's all we got, what are we going to do next episode, Aaron?
Next episode, prepare yourselves for probably one of my favorite god-awful, what the fuck is this kind of...
Norbit.
No. I've seen that. As you know.
Think Like a
Forced.
Man, TOO.
Fuck that.
Uh,
No, it's... Let me set the scene for you. It's the 80s. Wrestling is at its height. They have just started producing movies with wrestlers. And lo and behold, out of the mist, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Back to the Future.
No, close. Hell comes to Frogtown.
Blade Runner?
Yeah, oh yeah, after I said the title, you know, Blade Runner.
Flashdance.
Flash Gordon.
Flashdance?
Flash! Ah,
Flash Dance Gordon.
Savior of the universe.
Flash Dance Gordon.
Boo.
Dirty Dancing.
He'll save every one of us.
Is it Dirty Dancing?
He'll save every one of us. I don't know the lyrics from the rest of this song.
Howard the Duck.
No.
Howard the Duck?
Hell Comes to Frogtown. Jesus Christ.
Hell Comes to Frogtown with Howard the Duck. They did a crossover?
Howard the Duck comes to Helltown. Hellward the
Sold.
Duck.
Done.
Hellward the Duck.
Where's my ticket?
In your eye.
All right, well, I'm going to go get some ocular surgery to go see that movie.
Good.
Signing off.
Well, no. We got a plug.
Oh.
Dum-dum. With your stupid...
Signing in.
Good.
Back in.
Hold on. You got the password wrong.
Oh.
Make sure you retype it. Check it's case sensitive. Make sure you don't have caps lock on.
Type.
Enter.
Enter.
Convincing. Oh, looks like your account was stolen. Sorry.
Oh, looks like I got the retrieval software from Al Qaeda. All right, I'm in.
Yeah, because Al Qaeda makes brilliant retrieval software.
Didn't you know that Al Qaeda bought out Microsoft the other week?
Yeah.
You didn't hear that?
Yeah. Windows 666. That's not even clever.
It's not.
It's just dumb.
It would be like Windows. I got nothing.
Yeah, I know. I saw. In your brain.
You can't see my brain. Anyway, you plug first.
Lullaby.
Plug.
And good night. Go to sleep, little Cameron. Go to sleep.
Just plug.
Go to sleep.
You made me sign back in for this?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Torment and torture. Anyway, so we are working on a website right now. That'll be up in hopefully the next month. I hope.
It'll be a pretty crappy website.
For a while, yeah. Aggregating content, folks. Pics, chores, and such.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we are putting any episodes up on SoundCloud. I don't know how you'd be able to hear this if you didn't find them already, so that's a weird thing to say. I don't know why I'm saying it. Frankly, Sinatra.
But he said it.
Frankly, Sinatra. It's an old joke from home movies, which is great. Anyway, you can follow us on Twitter at Catastrophe Sect, because section is long.
And sect sounds more like we're running like a Charles Manson-ish podcast.
So, Catastrophe, then SECT. So, not SEXT, whatever, something. We're on Facebook at The Catastrophe Section. Pretty great. We have an email, which is thecatastrophesection@gmail.com.
No, it's actually just catastrophe
It's
section.
catastrophesection at gmail.com.
Yeah, I plugged that wrong last time.
Email stuff to us if you wish. Weirdos.
No dick pics.
Whoa. That's like half our traffic. Come on now.
You were the one that suggested it. That
I
people
want
send that in
dick
last time.
yeah. Why do you think I said I want them?
I don't want them.
I do.
Well, can't you just have them email you personally?
My personal email is 123fakestreet at noneofyourbusiness.gov. Email that for me, people.
Perfect.
Do it.
Okay, so I've got one plug. Just follow me on Twitter at disco_god.
Don't do it.
And that's my Twitter handle, so...
Don't do it.
Yep.
Don't.
Signing off.
He'll lie to you.
Again.
He'll lie to you in the night.
Fading footsteps.
Where did he go? Oh no, a warp is opened. Whee! That's me out of here. Just softly.
Like as the outro.
Hold on.
Cigarettes. Singer as an old man. Cigarettes and whiskey.
And whiskey.
Cigarettes and whiskey.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes and whiskey. Cigarettes and whiskey.
And Tourette's.
Tourette's
And whiskey.
and whiskey. And whiskey. Tourette's and whiskey.
He's a man.
Production company.
He's got a dick as
He
big
kicks
as a
people
can.
off bikes.
He has sex with
Does
two
he
blonde
not?
twins. Maybe they're twins. Probably not.
I bet they're sisters or friends, more like
No,
that's
you're
what we
wrong.
discussed earlier.
And well,
You're
don't.
wronger than that. Well, I do a podcast. I'm not that smart.
All right, this is warm up, motherfucker.
I do a podcast. I'm not that smart. La 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 da 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 da.
And he just
Oh no, we're in the
sound
middle of a
professional.
storm. Somebody help.
There's so many papers.
Man overboard.
So many papers.
Man overboard.
Oh my god.
Wait, no. Man overboard. Wait, no. Woman overboard. Tell the tortoise that she owns.